Hey, Tom here, FlipAnythingUSA. So, those of you who've been following me for a long time, you know all about real estate, made a fortune in real estate, but I've also made millions of dollars in business as well. And, one of the things that, people that have asked me for years, because I was successful very young. I started a cabinet shop when I was 19 years old, and I learned a lot of lessons in business with that company. Of course, nothing made me more money than real estate, and that's what I probably enjoy the most, actually. Anyways, adjustment here. So we're gonna talk about some of that stuff, and we'll get into it. All right. So, anyways, look, people ask me all the time, "Hey, how did you make so much money?" In fact, I remember being like when I was 25 years old, I bought a 30 I don't know, maybe a 3,500 square foot house, beautiful home. In fact, I just had Google Earth and I could show it to you. It was awesome. It was awesome. In fact, maybe I will show it to you. Anyways, it was one of the biggest compliments when people say, "Oh, he must be selling drugs." And I remember a guy came into my cabinet shop, and he was concerned. He was a builder that wanted me to do some work for him. And he says, "Man, this is a heck of an operation you got here." He goes, "You're not pushing any drugs out the door." And I was very offended. And I let him know it, too. I was really pissed off at him. And, because I was offended because I'd worked so goddamn hard. And it was very frustrating to have somebody come in there but that shows you the mindset of people. And this is like 40 years ago, okay? It's the same thing today. There's this, poor me, why can't, this living wage crap. Listen, a beginner's job is not supposed to support you forever, okay? Working at McDonald's or handing a hamburger over the counter or scanning a barcode. Listen, that is not a skill, okay? That is really not a skill. I'm telling you. There's people that run run a cashier, machine, and they can't do math in their head. You got $9.61, and you hand them $10 and a penny, and they're like, what are you doing? They don't get it. You don't want those 4 pennies. So, listen, the number one thing is you got to do something. If you're not happy where you're at with your lot in life, I don't care if you're a young person, I don't care if you're 12 years old, start making some money. Start doing things differently than you're doing right now. When I was in school, when I was a little kid in school, I was selling candy. And I mean, at the bus stop, fortunately, at the bus stop there was a convenience store. And I'd run in there and I'd buy a handful of candy and I'd go to school and I would sell it for 2, 3, 4, 5 times more than I paid for it. And so I'd make $1 a day, on some candy. And that's what probably initially, I came from poor. We were poor. We were on welfare. My parents were divorced. We got the free cheese. I got the cheap lunches at school, and I got, I had the worst clothes you can imagine. I had back then we called them flood pants because the pants didn't go down to your ankles. They were supposed to. Back then they had even bell bottoms, and I had my ankles showing, and it just looked ridiculous. I didn't come from privilege. Oh, what's wrong with this damn camera? I have no idea why it's putting a square on my face here. But we're going to have to live with it, I guess. Anyways, so you got to do things different. People that sit there and feel like a victim. And, and unfortunately, you have some of the worst role models out there. And I'm not even just talking about real estate right now. Look, you guys know I made a lot of money in real estate, and I bash a lot of the gurus and stuff. But look, my book right here, Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate. It's not just real estate, okay? And my channel's Flip Anything, right? Flip Anything. You look at the things that I've sold. Look at my videos that are non-real estate. The things that I've just bought that were, and that's the thing. You got to remember the power of used. You can buy stuff that's used and sell it for more. That's another video. But right now I want to talk about, you got to do something different. If you're not happy with the job that you have right now, make yourself more valuable. I employ people, okay? And when people come to me for a job, they get hired because they have a specific skill. Some people make more than others. And those that work and continue to grow with the company, I have a demand. I want you to make yourself worth more. It's simple. You make yourself worth more money. You got to. Otherwise, you're not worth anything more, And so, you look around the room. You're not, if you don't, you got to measure yourself against the people in the room at your job. Is there something you're doing that sets you apart, that makes you worth more? Are you trying to make your boss more money? Because that's a really good one right there. Is try to be more efficient. And you employers, tell your people to be more efficient. Yeah, solve problems. And that's the thing. But work hard, okay? And if you're not getting where you go get another job. Find another job. You're not stuck. Nobody makes you work where you work. You can go find another job. And, but don't expect a living wage out of a dipshit job. I'm just telling you. And listen, these service industry, handing a hamburger over the counter, waiting tables, that's a starting point, okay? You're not supposed to make a living off that. I mean, you're not supposed to be able to provide for your whole family because you are doing something anybody can do. When you're doing something that anybody can do, then you're probably not going to be worth more than everybody else that does the same thing or has the same capacity. So it's very important that you get skills. And yeah, Lucas, you're into day trading. That's cool. My boys too. And again, I don't know if I want to sit and stare at a computer 5 hours a day, but I did some day trading and I didn't love it. I hated it. Actually, I wasn't very good at it either. That's not my deal. But again, and I didn't keep doing it. But I tell people that when they come to me for a job or when they come working for me or they come to me for a raise, I say, look, I want to pay you more, okay? Because if I do, it means you're worth more. And just so you understand the dynamics between a boss and an employee, I'm going to pay you as little as I have to and make you happy, okay? And you're going to try to get as much money from me as you can without losing your job, without me saying, you know what, you're not worth it, go. And that happens because, believe me, the worst thing that happens, and I tell you, I have some high-paid people that I have in the past, and when I see somebody that is not producing, I start looking at them as a little pile of money walking around the room that's not making me money, and I'm going to wipe them off the table. I have to. You have to produce. That's how it works. My money comes from taking care of my customers. As your boss, I'm your customer, so take care of me, and that means do the right things, get things going. So I just, I want to have just a little bit of a rant on this because, it's very important. And then, there's other things, and some of you probably make some decent money, but you want to take it to another level. You got to look at what you're doing wrong. Are you spread too thin? Are you doing more than one thing? I am, you can be a jack of all trades, master of none. That means you're not going to get any high dollars for any one thing you do because you don't know enough about any one thing. And I fall into that category. I got a lot of talent in different ways. And guess what? I like doing a lot of different things. The problem is you can't do everything. Something suffers. So you never really nail it and do super well on any one thing. I've been a fantastic real estate investor. And all the money that I've made in real estate, it actually funds my bad ideas, okay? But thank God I got real estate to keep falling back on. But, once in a while, you'll hit a winner. But that's a privilege you get to do once you've already made a lot of money. So, hey, by the way, please subscribe to my channel. That's one thing I'm also not very good at is promoting my channel. So please subscribe and please hit that like button. It helps. It helps bring some numbers here. And I enjoy helping people. I mentor a lot of people. I've been mentoring people for free for years. Now I have a book. Now and since the book went out, now I'm more selective because I get so many dumb questions sometimes that I say, look, just get the book. If it's real estate or flipping, just anything, get the book because it'll save me from having to hear a lot of questions that are already answered if you just watch enough videos and get the book. But anyways, I guess that's, it's just one of the things people expecting higher wages. It's, look, look, there's so many people. There's so many people that make money, and all you got to do is if you're in your present job, if you don't think you make enough money, just look around, because if there's other people in that room that do make enough money, then you need to look at what they're doing. What are they bringing to the table? Okay, they've obviously done something. If you're not the lowest paid or person in the room, then there's a reason for that. Or if you are the lowest paid person in the room, there's a reason for that. You have to improve yourself. You have to work on yourself. And if, also it could be doing what you guys like to call a side hustle. Make money on the side. Get something going. Get something growing. And real estate's a great one. If you got a decent job and you want to take it, save your money, keep your overhead low. This is common sense stuff. And then go find that, find a piece of property that's a steal. Or I bought a fire truck for $11,000 and I sold it for $30,000. Okay, I bought other little small items for a few $100s and sold them for a few thousand, and I have videos on that too. And that's something that's open for everyone. But look, I share your frustration in wanting to make more money, or I share the memory of the frustration. I do fine, but even then, I still, I have certain goals and things that I want to get to. And in the end, I look at it and it's not my own fault. I spread myself too thin. Or I don't do a good enough job. I'm doing this live video right now and I'm doing this rant. If I took more time and did a little more research and didn't go live, it's more work for me and I don't want to do that. I just, but again, I'm just trying to I'm doing what I want to do because I have the option to do what I want to do. I'm not dependent on this for income by any stretch. But anyways, I just share your frustration out there with you guys, particularly. I have mostly men watch my channel. But you know what? 25 to 55 years old. I mean, that is like the prime age for making money. Okay, because you should, by 25, you ought to be woke enough that you go, oh, I got to do something. And if you're, in your 40s, then you're really feeling the pressure. Now you probably got a couple of kids, and you go, man, I got to get this thing going. I got to start thinking about college for these kids and that sort of thing. And I'm a kid that I never even talked about college in my family. I didn't even know what college really was, I think, until I got out of high school and found out somebody had gone to college. And I dropped out of school. So, again, you have to be a self-motivator. You have to be a self-starter. And, just look at yourself and ask yourself, you can't keep doing the same thing. If you keep doing the same thing and complain, I mean, that's just foolish. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect things to change. So get a side hustle going, or, look at your job, assess your skill level, it really go, and just figure out what you can do. Figure out what you can do to make yourself worth more, and or find a job that's more suitable to your skills. Look, people want to be happy too, right? You want to be happy doing something you're happy with. Well, if you're happy handing hamburgers over a counter, you're not going to make any money, but you're going to be happy, I guess. So, but don't complain about it. Because, you could be managing the place, right? You could manage the place if you put in the effort to do so. Or you could open up your own hamburger stand if you want to. Nobody's stopping you, okay? And, I think about people living in bad neighborhoods. And believe me, I lived in tough neighborhoods when I was a kid because that's what my parents could afford. And I'm talking about black neighborhoods and rough neighborhoods. And, I remember my friend, they called him Snowflake because he was like a standout white guy in this one community. And listen, black communities are pretty rough. A lot of them are pretty rough, and it's unfortunate, but it's a fact. But, and I remember when I lived in Lancaster, California, which is now worse than Compton, and they had a house, they overbuilt the area. And a lot of people going on HUD and this sort of thing wanted to get their kids, they want to get a home. And they says, well, we got a lot of homes 60 miles out of town, out of Los Angeles. And so people were reluctant to rent them out, but they were going under. If they didn't, they needed to get some income. And so what happened was these parents that wanted to get their kids out of the gangs, they said, we got to get our kids out of the gangs. Parents love their kids. Well, so they moved to Lancaster. And guess what? Their kids were already in the gangs. They brought the gangs to Lancaster, and poof, everything went to hell. And it's been terrible ever since. And that's been like 30 years ago. And believe me, it's an absolute disgusting dump like most of Los Angeles is now, unless you're in one of the nice areas where there's like sub-cities where they have city ordinances that keep it a little cleaner, But anyways, hey, I gotta go. I got cabinets being put in at one house. I got windows being put in another. I just bought another deal yesterday. You guys, please subscribe. If you like what you hear, if you're new here, please hang out. You'll learn something, I'm sure of it. Real estate is a fantastic vehicle to wealth, to super wealth. Okay, but short of that, I tell my kids, I have 4. Get some skills. And this last house that I just grabbed, I got that for my daughter to buy if she wants to buy it. But it doesn't matter. I'm taking it either way because it's a good deal. But there's so many opportunities in making money out there in business and in, and I say in business. Look, I have over 130,000 square feet of rentals, all mostly commercial, industrial. So I have business people rent from me everywhere. All kinds of, I got a nuclear physicist. I got all kinds of people, really smart, a lot smarter than I am in certain ways. And there's just so many options out there of how to make money. And entrepreneurs, I got an amazing entrepreneur girl out of Louisiana, not educated at all, but smart as a whip. And boy, she's a killer in business. She really is a killer. So look, I got to cut it short. I don't know if anybody's got a real estate question. I'll take 1 or 2 right now, and then I'll take a couple questions right now if anybody's got any. Or if you want to call in, you can call in too. There's a number if you want to call in. We can talk. Make sure this phone's working. Oh yeah, we're good. Anyways, the main thing is, and you know what I'll say here. Check this out. Look, I'm a big fan of Jim Rohn, so let's do this instead. Give me 1 second here. We'll run through a video real quick here, and I highly recommend Jim Rohn. Hey, Robert. Hey, the new class is going well. It's a little different format. They're mostly just watching you guys and all your Q&A because you had such great Q&A. I'm asking, Robert's asking about the class. I have a 3rd group of mentorship, and it's actually going quite well, and I'm pretty excited about it. A lot of people are serious. They want to make money, and that's what I like. I like people that want to improve. That they ask the best questions. They make me think. It even motivates me to get out there harder and work and make more money. So look, we're going to run through a video. This is Jim Rohn. Listen, I never even knew who Jim Rohn was until after he was dead. But every motivational speaker, Tony Robbins, all those guys, this was their idol. Okay, this guy was just it, and he is just a remarkable, amazing speaker, or was. He's dead now, but I highly recommend Jim Rohn. And I'm going to go to one of his little where somebody took one of his videos. Let's check it out. Ready Room. I'm not sure what groups you're referring to, but let's run over to this for a second, guys, and then we'll watch this. And if I have time, we'll do something else. Okay, so let's look. Look, and you guys know I like to play these things in high speed because it runs them through quick. I don't think I've watched this one, but this one's only 3 minutes, which means it's going to be about 2 minutes because I'm going to run it fast. All right. The power of self-belief. Let's do this one. This is a good one. Oh God, why don't we hear it? Oh, this is why.
Marketplace.
All right, guys.
Now, why would we pay somebody only $4 an hour? They're not very valuable to the marketplace. Now, we got to make that distinction, to the marketplace. Might be a valuable brother, a valuable member of the community, a valuable member of the church, valuable member in the sight of God, to the human family, of course, those kind of values. But to the marketplace, which is called what? Reality. Reality is, if you're not very valuable, you don't get much money. Those are called the facts. That's how that is. Well, then how do you get more money? Simple answer. Somebody says, well, I'll go on strike for more. Well, here's a major problem with that. You can't get rich by demand.
I like that. It doesn't work that way.
Somebody says, well, I'm waiting for a raise. I'm telling you, it's easier to close than to wait for a raise. Why not just become more valuable rather than wait? I'm telling you, that's the key to all good things. Becoming more valuable. Why would we pay somebody $400 an hour? They've become more valuable to the marketplace. See how this works? I'm telling you, this stuff is so easy.
So guys, I'm going to run this up a little bit faster. And then I got to take this call. Hang on 1 second. Sorry, guys. I want to take care of you here. But this guy is the best. And we'll run this up just a little bit faster. Watch this.
This is America. This is a ladder. How far is it from 4 to 5? I'm telling you, it's not far. $4 to $5 an hour? If you work for McDonald's, haul out the trash, they'll pay you $5 an hour. If you whistle while you haul out the trash, they'll pay you $5 an hour. I'm telling you. You'll get an extra $1 just for a good attitude. Yay, McDonald's. Wear the hat. It's incredible. $5. And then you just keep becoming more valuable, more valuable, more valuable. I got a telephone call 5 years ago. Company said, we're ready to expand internationally. We need some help. I was sort of semi-retired. Right? Looking for the next exotic beach. They said, no, Mr. Rohn, we got a project for you. Right? Going to expand internationally. We could use your help. Next little while, we'll add some millions to your fortune, make it worth your while. I said, okay. I thought later, isn't that interesting that they called me? My second thought was, of course they'd call me. Who else would they call? I mean, you know, I could get the job done. Now, how come I got a telephone call worth millions? I had become valuable. Now, I'm a farm boy from Idaho. I was raised in obscurity. 1 year of college, and I thought I was thoroughly educated. Made all kinds of mistakes galore. At age 25, the creditors are calling me saying, hey, you told us the check was in the mail. I got pennies in my pocket. I got nothing in the bank. I'm behind on my promises. How come I get a telephone call 5 years ago and it's worth millions? I changed. I turned my life around. Is it possible to become worth millions? Speaking economically, now there's a lot of values to become, but let's just talk economics. Is it possible to become that valuable? And the answer is, of course, of course. Now let me give you the secret. She'll say, here's the secret, Mr. Rohn. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Once I got that, it turned my life around.
That's a great message right there.
Work harder on yourself than you do on your job.
So guys,
now, why would we pay somebody only $4 an hour?
All right, anyways. So look, this guy, like I said, he's been long dead here, but man, just an absolute fantastic motivational speaker and all kinds of great lessons, and he's just full of wisdom. Look, I got to go. I got painters waiting for me and cabinets being installed, so I got to run. But so, hey, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Guys, please comment under the comments of the video. It helps if you can. And I got to run. We'll do another one later.